All right, hey everyone, and good Wednesday morning to you. It's Eric here from the home office, talking about our transition back to wintry weather for the next 24 hours or so. Actually, the snap back to real winter will last a few days, but we've got a serious warm up coming early next week. We're going to get to the details on next week in a moment, although they'll be pretty brief. I'll save most of the long range details as usual for Weather Geeks, my daily long form video that I put out each evening by about 7 p.m. or so. But in the meantime, in this morning's video blog, here's a look at the radar and satellite, or just the radar. We have snow off to our west. It's been snowing pretty good in Peoria and South Bend and Fort Wayne and Grand Rapids up towards Detroit. But we're missing kind of the snowstorm part of this system. Now we're going to get some snow over the next 24 hours, but we're missing out on the true snowstorm, the one that's going to lead to widespread big accumulations in northwest Ohio, out into parts of Michigan, and into northern Indiana as well. Closer to home, it's just a foggy, kind of drizzly, kind of murky morning across the valley. This is Niles overlooking Eastwood Mall. Here's Boardman, 224 Market Street, and Columbiana along the traffic circle. You get the idea. It's not real thick fog, but it is noticeable, and we do have a little bit of mist and drizzle out there this morning as well. Temperatures are in the middle and upper 30s. All right, let's talk about the future radar here. Largely dry this morning aside from the drizzle and mist. Nothing to write home about. More substantial rain will try to get going by mid-afternoon today as the kids get off the bus this afternoon. As a lot of people are leaving work, it'll still be warm enough for just a little bit of light rain. This is 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. The transition from rain to snow looks a little bit later than it did yesterday. This probably occurs now a couple of hours after sunset, so we're talking maybe between 7 and 9 p.m. from west to east. Here's 8 o'clock, starting to see that transition, and that continues here in the 9 o'clock hour, and by 10 o'clock it should be snowing everywhere. Now by this point it may be snowing big, wet snowflakes, probably having a hard time sticking to much initially. Fortunately for us, the heaviest of the snow this evening will be falling into temperatures that are marginal, and therefore accumulations will not be real rapid on the roads. Now, on windshields and on the grassy surfaces, sure, things can get covered up a little bit this evening. This is midnight tonight, and then as we head past midnight, maybe some leftover light snow and flurries. Now, by this point, it'll be much colder. It'll be down in the mid-20s, so even if the snow is pretty light at 3 in the morning, it'll try to stick to things, and untreated surfaces could be a little bit slick for our Thursday morning commute. Not expecting big impacts for Thursday morning's commute, but it's going to be possible to see a few slick spots. This will transition into a little bit more of a lake effect regime Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, but this doesn't look like a lake effect bonanza for our region. This may be a little more focused in western New York and northwest PA. There'll be some sneaky bands that might try to come down and affect parts of northern Trumbull and northern Mercer, but a lot of this is going to be aimed more up here. So while there can be some additional accumulations in parts of our television viewing area, I'm not expecting a significant dump of lake effect snow, even in our kind of secondary snow belt. This is the snow map I put out last night. Now this covers the up to an inch of snow that a lot of us get tonight, and then the lake effect that's a little more focused in the northern areas Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Everyone can see about an inch on average tonight. Not all the snow in the world, but again, watch for some slick spots. Now, small additional accumulations can occur, mostly north of I-80 with the lake effect. I've got this darker blue up here, Greenville, Kinsman, Mesopotamia, New Lebanon, in the 3 to 6 zone. I don't think 6 is likely up in these places, but I could see where some places try to get a grand total of 3 or 4 up there. In Warren and Niles and Youngstown and Sharon and surrounding areas, this is probably an inch or so tonight, maybe something small as far as additional accumulations on Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. And then once you're south of I-80, and especially south of 224, this map is pretty much just for tonight, with very little, if anything, from the lake effect coming to those areas Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Everywhere it's going to be windy and cold on Thursday. These are the wind chills Thursday. We might not get out of the single digits for wind chills Thursday afternoon, but good news here. And again, a lot more details this evening. I think some 60s could occur next week during the middle of the week. This is going to be a snap right back into unseasonably warm weather during the first part of next week. Even as early as Sunday, it's going to feel a lot better, but I'm not going to be surprised if around the 3rd, 4th, 5th of March, which is right in the middle of next week, we have some highs getting into the 60s. So whatever snow accumulates over the next 24 to 36 hours, it will not survive all that long with the warm-up coming early on next week. More details coming later on today on social media, 21 News at 6 and 11, and on Weather for Weather Geeks. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.